Alright guys, so with this video I'm going to be talking about a rumored test screening for Wonder Woman, and basically the person that saw the film pretty much posted the entire plot of the movie, like beat for beat, exactly what happens. So obviously this is major spoilers. If you guys don't want to know the entire plot of the movie, you should probably just not watch this video, but if you do want to watch it and you are curious about the movie and what's going to be happening, then you should stick around. Of course, this is a test screening, so things could change. The whole reason they do test screening is to see if the movie works, and if it doesn't work, then they'll change certain things, cut scenes, add scenes, change certain lines of dialogue, things like that. So of course this isn't final, but here we go. The movie begins in present day with Diana living in Paris. Apparently she's split after the events of Batman v Superman. She gets a letter from Bruce Wayne asking her to join the Justice League, and she writes him back a lengthy email with her life story, which is the framing device of the entire movie. Now we can actually see this in the beginning of the second trailer where she's walking in Paris and she's on her laptop in her office. So basically Zeus creates humanity in this movie, but Ares corrupts them with the concept of war, which makes him the strongest god. Zeus creates the Amazons to spread peace, but Ares gets upset and enslaves them. Zeus ends up freeing them and creates Themyscira so they can live there, but is then murdered by Ares. The Amazons swear off on humanity. We then cut to it being World War I, and Steve Trevor steals a notebook from the Germans that have been using it to create chemicals and flees on a stolen airplane. The Germans catch up to him, and both crash land in Themyscira. The Amazons kill the German soldiers and arrest Steve Trevor. He says he's trying to stop the war and shows them the book. It has a bunch of spells, and Diana deduces that Ares is behind the war. The Amazons don't want to get involved, so Diana volunteers to escort Steve Trevor back to man's world and stop Ares. Diana steals the Godkiller sword just to do so. Back in America, Diana befriends Steve's secretary Etta Candy, and Steve convinces his superiors that the Germans are creating chemical weapons and is sent to stop them. He assembles a team that includes Diana and Etta Candy, as well as the comic relief actor Conman, played by Ewan Bremer, a sniper played by Saeed Tagamawi, and an Indian smuggler played by Eugene Braverock. These characters are said to be useless in the movie overall. They meet up with a wimpy science officer played by David Thewlis. Danny Huston is a German officer who wants to take over the world and is very generic. He huffs on huge blue gas that gives him super strength. Elena Anaya is Dr. Poison and is horribly scarred and creating the chemical weapons. She's also kind of useless in the film, but at least looks cool visually. Diana and Steve end up falling in love, and Diana fights Danny Huston's men a bunch of times, and in one such attack, Etta Candy is killed, and Diana wants to give up on humanity at that point. The tone of the film overall is fairly bleak and dark, and Diana kills a lot of people, mostly using slow motion in the action sequences. Long story short, the mystical chemical weapon that Dr. Poison created for Ares causes people to go berserk on each other. It'll make everyone want to kill each other and make Ares super powerful. Diana and her crew attack the German outpost, and Diana quickly disposes of Danny Huston. It turns out that David Thewlis' character was Ares all along. He gets buff and destroys the Godkiller sword and sends out a plane to spread the gas all over the world. Ares beats Diana and reveals that she's the actual daughter of Zeus rather than being a clay statue brought to life by him, as her mother had told her. He says humans are only capable of war and that's why he'll win. Steve saves Diana and tells her he loves her, then jumps into the plane and flies it way above the camp. He then shoots the fuel tank, thus blowing himself up to destroy the gas. Diana gets upset and tells Ares that he's wrong because humans are also capable of love. It turns out this whole time that Diana was the Godkiller and not her sword. She bangs her bracelets together and creates an energy blast that incinerates Ares' body and traps him back into the Tartarus. The world is saved, and Diana chooses to stay and help as is her duty. Over time, other wars happen, and she decides that humans are evil regardless of Ares and leaves, like she mentioned in Batman v Superman. Diana finishes her email by saying Superman's death has shown her people are capable of being good, and accepts to join Batman's team. She then hears about a flaming building nearby and springs to action. There are no cameos other than Barry Allen and Arthur Curry being name-dropped in the email exchange. Connie Nielsen and Robin Wright are wasted in the movie as Diana's mother and aunt, especially Robin Wright, who gets only about 3 scenes. The action is mostly good throughout, although there is an overuse of slow motion. In his final form, Ares is mostly CGI. He has armor, a horned helmet, a long cape, and a giant sword and shield, that get bigger to protect his full body if necessary. The humor is sparse and hit and miss. There's some generally funny moments and some that are not so much. Chris Pine as Steve Trevor is easily the best character in the movie and overshadows Wonder Woman at some times. So that is all the information that we have from the supposed plot leak, as we saw from the most recent test screening this person claimed to be at. Let me know what you guys think of the plot down in the comment section below. I certainly think it sounds pretty interesting. You know, there's some things that kind of sound cool about it. It definitely reminds me a lot of the animated film, actually, that we got in 2009. So I don't know, I mean, hopefully it works out on screen, hopefully it executes well, you know, because right now all we have is just a bunch of text basically on paper, so it's kind of hard to see, you know, this whole thing visualized and actually see if it makes sense. Hopefully it does turn out well though, because this is going to be a very important film for many different reasons. So definitely leave all your thoughts down below, and if you guys are new to the channel and you like this video, subscribe for more content like this. Thank you guys again for watching. My name is Nick, and I'll catch you guys next time.